This is one of my favorite Pacific Crest Trail hikes in the Southern California area. We're at San Francisquito Canyon Road crossing. This is mile 478 of the PCT. We're going to be hiking south for 13 miles to Bouquet Canyon Road and headed back. So we'll get about a marathon in today. Total elevation gain will be just under 3,000 feet, I believe. I haven't done this hike in a while, but looking forward to it today. We got a little bit of rain in the forecast, so we got our frog togs. We will be using the Far Out app. I recommend the Far Out app over apps like All Trails, specifically for the Pacific Crest Trail. Some OG PCTers might know the Far Out app as Gut Hook. So, about to get started. Let's go. After your first couple hundred feet south, you'll see this sign here. As we said, 13 miles to Bouquet Canyon Road. This particular spot has a very special place in my heart, mainly due to this spot here. This is a very cool tree cover. Of course, we have some cloud cover today, but during peak through hiker season, this place does get very hot, a lot of sun exposure. We do Trail Magic here as a group once a year. It's a very fun experience, and this is one of the main spots the hikers hang out. Also here, this is brand new. This is really cool as well. This is what's called a water cache. So for those that don't know what a water cache is, trail angels will build something like this, a structure like this, to store water for the through hikers when they start rolling through. This is a great place for them to get water. Water is scarce on some parts of the trail, including this part, so very helpful resource. Let's thank Eagle Scout Ronan Holcomb from Troop 2222 in Santa Clarita, who built this, like we said, fall 2025, so this is brand new. So without further ado, we're gonna head this way. Let's go. Just over a 1/10 of a mile into the hike now, still headed south, and this is another pretty cool spot. This is what's called a Pacific Crest Trail Register. You typically see these every so often, maybe every 20, 30 miles or so. Not exactly, but what the hikers use this for is they sign in. So we see 2 hikers there, typically through hikers, but anybody can do it. 2 hikers signed in from April 6th, one from April 7th. I believe today is April 10th. But they use that to sign in, kind of communicate with each other, let each other know where they're at. One of the cool features of the Pacific Crest Trail. Roughly 0.8 miles into the hike, and you start getting a good view here of the small town of Green Valley, California. Very cool, very small mountain town, very hiker-friendly town. Roughly 30 minutes this way is the town of Santa Clarita, California. Valencia, Saugus, Newhall, Canyon Country is this way. More than 250,000 people live down there. Roughly 30 minutes this way is the town of Palmdale, Lancaster, Antelope Valley. Again, over 250,000 people there. So despite the fact that 500,000 people live within 30 minutes of here, there are not many people that hike this trail. I see more through hikers on this trail than I do locals. So just a nice place to find some solitude out here. 0.7 miles into the hike, and this is a pretty cool manzanita tree. Some evergreen California chaparral. Manzanita trees contain smooth red hard bark, like you can see right there. The reason the tree has adapted this way is that bark prevents bugs from getting into the tree and damaging the tree. In an area like this with lots of bugs, pretty helpful to help this tree survive. You're going to see a lot of these manzanitas in this area. Very beautiful tree. 1.8 miles in, and that's our first Pacific Crest Trail through hiker sighting. You can see them right there. Early in the season for PCT through hikers, but there's one there. We love seeing the through hikers. This will be a cool spot in a moment. There's a beehive and a waterfall there. And again, we're headed to that ridge line. That's about mile 4. So still got some work to do. We're going to talk to this through hiker now. Spoke with a PCT through hiker. He was a very cool guy from Florida. He is a veteran of the PCT. He's done the through hike, he said, multiple times, and he just keeps coming back. I'm going to guess he was in his early 50s, but very fit. We were talking for a little bit. I was letting him know that I sometimes get injuries, plantar fasciitis injuries in my feet. He was giving me some tips, certainly from somebody that's done the PCT multiple times. I'm going to take those tips to heart. Let's go. 2 miles in, you'll find this pretty cool rock feature. After a rain, you'll see about an 8 to 10 foot waterfall here. That's pretty cool. Hasn't rained in a few weeks. We're actually due for some rain today, as well as the next few days. So this waterfall will be going off in the next couple days. What there also is here, I don't know if you can see them on camera, but there's a very large beehive within these rocks here. So you can see a few bees now. Maybe hear a few, but not too many. But there are a ton of bees here normally, certain times a day, certain times a year. We're still headed this way. 2.6 miles in, and there's a little flowing water through the trail. This is what you would call a seasonal creek. But thru hikers would certainly use this water as a source. Of course, water like this, you would never want to drink it straight from the creek. You would want to filter it first to get the Giardia, potential Giardia out of the water. We're headed this way. Just came from here. 3 miles in, just enjoying this buffed out Pacific Crest Trail. We have already seen 5 Pacific Crest Trail thru hikers. I was not expecting that many. I was expecting 2 or 3 at most all day. One was from Florida, like we already mentioned. One was from Reno, and one from Minnesota. The other 2 were in conversation, so I didn't stop their conversation. I just walked right on by, but they were certainly thru hikers. I just said hello. They said hello back. Such a beautiful day today. Just over 3 miles in, this is a red-tailed hawk. You're not going to be able to see the red tail on camera. Camera's just not good enough. But it's just soaring there right above us. It's for sure a red tail. Probably just looking for lunch. First red tail sighting of the day. Those are very, very common around here. 3.2 miles in, and we just saw 2 more Pacific Crest Trail thru hikers. One from Las Vegas, one from Colorado. Super cool people. They're just so interesting to talk to, so kind, so peaceful. I've done long sections of the PCT myself with thru hikers. And one thing I always remember is I was hiking with a young man from the Netherlands who said he had done the PCT multiple times himself. Big time outdoor guy. And he said, if you ever lose your faith in humanity, just come back to the PCT and you'll gain that faith right back. I firmly believe that is a true statement. Nowhere I'd rather be for the next few hours than right here. 3.5 miles in, we just came from this way actually. This is a branch of poison oak that's going directly over the trail. Unfortunately, this is the type of plant that's going to get a lot of people. It's just right over the trail. You have to intentionally go out of your way to miss it. So if you don't know what poison oak is, or if you're just not paying attention, that one's going to get you, unfortunately. I'd cut it myself. I just don't have shrub clippers, and I don't want to use my hands. We're still headed this way. We're on a climb right now, about a 500-foot climb. Still very pleasant. Weather is primo. 4.2 miles. We just summited our second ridge. Beautiful view from this spot. All those trails are where we just came from. This would be a good spot if you don't want to do the full 26 mile out and back. This would be a good spot to turn around and make it a 8.5 mile hike. That would make it a very good hike. We're going to do the full 26. I wouldn't recommend the full 26 for beginner hikers. It's just a lot of mileage. The climbing's not terrible. It's just a lot of mileage and it's pretty remote. So if you're not experiencing the outdoors, maybe not the best hike. I will add, the poison oak situation is pretty gnarly. So we're probably going to be walking home this section at night to end the day. So I'm a little concerned about accidentally walking into some poison oak. I'll put on my frog togs just as protection for my upper body. I am wearing pants. We're headed this way. Right down here. 6.2 miles in, first electrolyte break of the day. We're going Powerade grape once again. You can see it there. This is the Bob Kimberly bench. Bob Kimberly was a local known for running, walking, hiking these trails. Rest in peace, Bob Kimberly. This is a pretty cool sign, the Owner Divide 50-mile race sign. This is a race that still exists today. There's a 50-mile race these days, as well as a 100-mile race, a 50K race. It looks like they stopped updating this sign in 2010, but this race still goes on today. Some very iconic names on this sign. There's one there, Scott Jurek. He's definitely a pioneer of ultra running. He's written books on ultra running that are pretty notable. Jorge Pacheco is a local legend, local ultra running legend. Some legendary female names on that list as well. So pretty notable spot. Some elite ultra trail runners have gone through here, as well as, of course, Pacific Crest Trail thru hikers. We've still just seen 7 PCT thru hikers this far. 6.5 miles in, we're in the middle of what's called a yikes moment. There's the trail. We just walked through that. That is all poison oak. So we threw on our frog tog top and just kind of walked through it. Try to avoid the most of the poison oak as we could, but we definitely rode through some of it. Here's more of it right here. Not ideal, not ideal. We'll probably catch a mild case of poison oak. Hopefully it's not too bad. Headed this way. 7.1 miles in, we just came from there on PCT. At this point you reach a fire road. And this fire road is pretty notable. I don't know the name of it, but we'll get into it in just a moment. Some chaparral yucca right there. We're headed this way on PCT. This time of year you see an active water cache. Thank you to the trail angels that keep this up. We're not going to use it. This is for the thru hikers. Fire road goes this way. The reason this fire road is notable is you can take this fire road back to San Francisquito Canyon Road. Normally on this hike we go back this way, but the poison oak situation is pretty gnarly. We're going to be hiking back. The last 3 or 4 miles is going to be in the dark, so we're just going to take this fire road back. Most likely it's 5 miles from here to San Francisquito Canyon Road where we started, or it's 7 miles this way. So most likely, I mean, we're still going this way to Bouquet Canyon first. It's another 6 miles to Bouquet Canyon and then 6 miles back. So another 12 miles, we'll be back here. I think we're going to take this fire road. 8.5 miles in, headed this way, south on PCT. Quite a bit of miner's lettuce in this section. You can actually smell it. It's pretty fragrant. This is an edible plant here. Having fun. Only downside of the day has been Poison Oak City. Let's go. 9 miles in, south on PCT. This is a pretty fun section. Made it to the top of another ridgeline. Next 4 miles will be down to Bouquet Canyon, mostly downhill. We'll be cruising. 9.5 miles in, at this point you get a great view of Bouquet Canyon Reservoir. I believe this is part of the Los Angeles Aqueduct. Beautiful views, look at those clouds. Sierra Pelona Mountains doesn't get much better than this in this area. Wind has started to pick up on this ridge. Let's go. 10.5 miles in, another great shot at Bouquet Canyon Reservoir. At this point, you can start seeing Bouquet Canyon Road. I believe we have 2.5 more miles to get down there, but there it is. It's in sight. Wind is pretty intense at the moment, but nothing unbearable. Pacific Crest Trail. 11.7 miles. I'm not sure what this is. It's rusted. Maybe a rusted water tank. Still headed this way. Almost at Bouquet Canyon Road. Kind of looking forward to it, to be honest with you. It's not to say it's not beautiful here. It most certainly is. Very beautiful. Very serene. 12.3 miles in, one thing I'm trying to get better at personally is learning how to slow down and just enjoy the serenity of nature. So that's what I'm trying to do here. All right, meditation session. 12.4 miles in, I've seen quite a few of these plants today. They're bluish purple. I've been told these plants are edible, with the root having a bulbous part that you can pull out and eat. I'm not 100% sure what it's called. I'm actually not 100% sure this is the edible plant I've been told about. Pretty sure it is though. I'll do some research and I'll update it in the description below as far as details. There it is one more time. 13.3 miles in and we've made it to Bouquet Canyon Road. If we kept going this way another 450 miles, we'd be in Mexico. We're not going this way though, we're going back. There's the PCT sign, there's Bouquet Canyon Road. We're gonna head back this way. That's where we came from. Under this tree is a little mini trail magic. There's some oranges, some cold drinks. We did just use the restroom. We went number 1. It was a little more yellow than expected. I know it's probably TMI, but it is pertinent in this case because that means we're a little dehydrated. So we're gonna camel up here, meaning load up on water and electrolytes if they got it. We still have water, electrolytes in our bag as well, but might as well just camel up there. Enjoy some trail magic. Here's that trail magic or trail angel spot at Bouquet Canyon Road, 13.3 miles. They got some chairs set up. Right as we got here, we saw a thru hiker leaving. We'll probably see him in a few minutes because we're not going to stay here too long. But again, this water cache created by Eagle Scout Ronan Holcomb. Thank you, Ronan. Thank you to the Eagle Scouts. Very much appreciated. Normally, when I'm on these long hikes, I don't take the trail magic or the trail angel stuff. But in this case, like I said, I'm a little dehydrated, so I'm going to camel up here. Sit down here for a few moments and head on back. We are headed out. We got our orange for the road. This is going to be delicious. There's our good friend Poison Oak. There's another shot of the trail magic, trail angel location. Thanks again to all the trail angels on the PCT. The thru hikers and trail angels are what make this trail so special. All right, another 13 miles back. Let's do it. 13.5 miles in. This vine is pretty unique. Look at these spiky seed pods there. This plant, I honestly don't know what these seed pods are, what this vine is. So when I get home, I'll just look it up. I'll update what it is in the description below. I'm pretty interested myself. I've seen it many a time before, but I've just never taken the time to look it up. There it is there. A bunch of these spiky seed pods. Pretty ugly looking, but pretty cool as well. So I'm hiking with a gentleman. He's a section hiker, PCT. Here's one of the main Poison Oak sections. It's just covered. We're trooping, we're going through it. We're about 17 miles in, or I'm about 17 miles in today. But this is just all Poison Oak, not ideal. Some additional trail maintenance would be 19.5 miles in. We made it back to this makeshift water cache on the fire road here, the Jeep road. We're headed back this way. We still have 7.1 miles. It's 5:20 p.m. So we got to hustle a little bit now just to chase the sunlight. We'll be good. But 7 miles will be 26 point something total, maybe 27 total. Feeling really good, feeling fresh. We spent the last 6+ miles talking to a section hiker who's hiking from Campo, the border, Mexican border, to Kennedy Meadows, which is like 700 something miles. Got some road trash there. So he's hiking 700 miles. This is mile 450 for him. Very nice guy, very pleasant conversation. We slowed down a little bit for that, but it was well worth it. Super cool guy. Just under 20 miles, enjoying the view here. The last thing I'll add about that section hiker is he was from Jacksonville, Florida. He was the 8th PCT hiker I saw today. He was the only section hiker I saw. But again, just great conversation. Those last 6 miles just went by quickly because the conversation was very engaging. Got some winds picking up. We're just gonna put the phone down and get going. 2.4 miles in, 4.1 miles left back to San Francisquito Canyon Road. Feeling pretty good. Sunset is about here. It's 6:02 p.m. Sunset's about 7:30 p.m. So we have an hour and a half to go 4 miles. Not too much climbing. So we will be good. Again, this is an important time to mention that this is not a beginner hike just due to the mileage. Also, we have a headlamp. Also, if you're a beginner hiker, you don't want to put yourself out in the wilderness at nighttime without experience doing so. Definitely without a headlamp, but I don't think we're going to need our headlamp tonight. Should be back to the road right about sunset. Let's go. Just under 24 miles in, here's a nice shaded section with some shrubbery. Not too hot right now, about 60 degrees, but on a hot day, it gets to be about 115 degrees here. This would feel nice. Almost there. Let's go. 4.5 miles in. We're headed this way, north on PCT. We are back at the dormant beehive here. This is most likely our last significant break of the day. No bees there at the moment. We're taking some electrolytes in, some more Powerade grape, and this is our first ice cold Coca-Cola of the day. This is really going to hit the spot. It's a celebration moment. Last couple miles, we actually have 3 Coca-Colas. It's our first one we felt like drinking today. 25.4 miles in. This is the last little climb here. Big moment. Chaparral Yucca there, beautiful. You can see the sunset with the cloud cover starting to kick in. Feel pretty good. No major aches or pains. Loving life, loving the wilderness. 25.6 miles. One of the perks of hiking at sunset is you get these beautiful sunset views. Not quite magic hour, sunset hour yet, but we can call this sunset here. We're going to be heading down this road here, San Francisquito Canyon Road. As soon as we finish up, there's a gas station down there that we frequent quite a bit. I think we're feeling hot chocolate today. Sounds like it's going to hit the spot. Maybe 1 soda and 1 hot chocolate. Headed this way. Be back in no time. Less than a mile left. 26.5 miles. We did surpass that marathon plateau. We're back at San Francisquito Canyon Road. Feels good. It would be more than 2,100 miles this way, all the way to Canada. We'll check out the next sign here. We've done this hike in the past. It's a very good hike in its own right, but not today. We've done enough today. According to Strava, we hiked just over 3,200 feet of elevation gain. It was just over 8 hours of total move time, including breaks. We kind of took it chill, didn't push too hard. Had a great day. I hope I was able to convey, at least in a small way, the magic of the Pacific Crest Trail, the PCT community, and this small town of Green Valley, California. Thanks for watching.